Hello, everybody. I hope you're doing fantastically well. Listen, apologies, the audio might not be spiffing. Unfortunately, I don't know where my mic's gone. And I'm trying to do this ASAP, and I can't find the bloody thingy-majiggy that goes into the microphone. So apologies. I'll try speak as loudly as I can. You know the quality is normally better on one Leeds, but I had to come on. I had to come on because Leeds have surprised me. I had an awful feeling going into this match. I was thinking to myself, I've not seen anything. I've not been shown anything. Will Leeds United be able to do the unthinkable and get 3? Will they be able to do the unthinkable and get 2 even when they're put down? Well, by God, they did so. And the better team won, everybody. Listen, I was proven wrong. A lot of people, I was saying in my preview, I might have come off a little bit negative on a bit of reflection. Maybe I did, so I apologise for that. But listen, that's what I thought going into the game. Leeds maybe weren't able to do what Leeds were able to do last season. Maybe Leeds United in this game wouldn't be able to put Burnley away like we haven't done this season. I always base it on patterns and trends, and Leeds booked the trend. They booked the pattern. It was a really good first performance. Leeds should have been 3 or 4 ahead. Tyler Roberts trying his very best, but by God, he is not a striker. Pulling back into central midfield. Maybe we could have seen something like Joe Gelhardt up top, but we're not here to point out the discrepancies. But I will say, when I saw the lineup, I've got to be transparent with you guys. Wasn't sure, didn't really agree with it. Wanted Dan James on the left, wanted Joe Gelhardt up front, and I did think those two coming on changed the game massively. I do have to say that. But listen, Leeds United throughout the game, there's an underlying theme here, guys. There is an underlying trend, an underlying pattern that went on for 90 whole minutes. Leeds United were the better team and got the rewards for that. We're hoping this brews confidence. We're hoping this steers optimism. Happy New Year, Leeds United fans. Keep getting your comments in. Make sure you're liking the video. Good win, good win. Let's move on now. Once again, guys, if you are just joining, I'm talking very loudly because my microphone has decided to go. So where are the people that wrote us off? Yes, you're right. I didn't write us off. I'm not just saying that. I didn't write us off. I did just say that I thought this might be a little bit of a struggle. I did, but fantastic. Again, Danny's come in, said Forshaw man of the match. Roberts isn't even a footballer, says Ben Scott. Yeah, I thought Roberts was all right. He was all right off the ball, but he's not a striker. I'll never hear that he's a striker. That central midfield role, I don't know. I'm still trying to figure out the role for Tyler Roberts, but I think he's had some good games recently. But I thought today he was poised, but he's got no confidence, and that's why I thought a brewing Joe Gelhardt, who wants to come into the game, is ready to start this game for me. And Joe Gelhardt, listen, when he came on, he was brilliant. Joe Madigan's in the house. The result was what was needed, but the performance was exceptionally good. Could have lost our heads conceding, but we stuck at it. Let's go through it, Joe. Really valid point. Listen, Leeds United in the first half for me were by far the better team. Tarkowski was getting pulled out of position. Ben Mee was getting pulled out of position. But guys, what was the underlying theme? It was 0-0 at the point. Burnley had a very good chance with Chris Wood. Fantastic save from Illan Meslier. That's why we rely on the French Iceman. He's always there. He's been fantastic for Leeds this season. He's been fantastic for Leeds altogether. So reliable. His distribution, for me, can be questioned sometimes, but I thought it was largely on point today. Meslier with a great save, but throughout the first half, it was Leeds. It was all Leeds. It was pressing. It was okay passing actions. I thought we were still a little bit sloppy. We didn't get into our rhythm thoroughly. We need to be transparent. We weren't Leeds 10 out of 10 there. We weren't even Leeds 9 or 8 out of 10. I still feel it was a 7 out of 10 at our best today, but it was one of the much better performances. Leeds were controlling the game. Burnley was struggling to get a foothold in anything. And what did I say in my pre-match? I said that they were going to push high. Did Burnley push high? They did. That was something they did. They were trying to recover the ball high. But what was different, everybody? Leeds United were being a little bit more economical. They were being a little bit more efficient with how we were on the ball, which is what my criticism's always been this season. The pattern and the trend has been Leeds United being sloppy. Leeds United not being composed in their own box, not calm, not assured. But in that first half, there was a large spell. There was large spells, plural, where Leeds United were very good in building up from defence into midfield to attack, and it would break down consequently in attack. But those first 2/3, it was very, very encouraging to see from a Leeds United perspective. Leeds then went 1-0 up. Jack Harrison, who I will say, everybody, listen, he scored. I don't think he should have started the game. I still don't think a goal completely eradicates all the problems that I see, and I know a lot of people see with Jack Harrison. but I was so happy that he got a goal. I'm always so happy when people like him prove me wrong. He proved me wrong. He got a goal. Still felt he was misplacing passes. Still felt he wasn't anywhere near the Jack Harrison that we saw last season, which consequently saw him being brought off for a better Dan James at that moment in time. But he got a goal. Hopefully that will improve his confidence. And it's someone else, barring Rafinha, who's got a goal, which is great. You know, something that we've not even spoken about, guys. The Brazilian didn't even score today. The Brazilian didn't even score today, and Leeds managed to score 3. How mental is that? Guys, if you are just joining, there's 450 of you here. Make sure you're liking the video. Make sure you're subscribed, of course. And once again, apologies for the microphone. I'm speaking to you, old school Connor here. Welcome back, Leeds, says slow, steady Steve. I'll just get on to the chronological aspects of the game, everybody. We definitely saw a problem in the second half for me. Straight away, Maxwell Cornet came on. What did I say in my preview? If he comes on, it's going to be a problem. This guy he's only second in minutes per goal to Mo Salah in the division. Okay, so this guy is extremely efficient on the ball. Gets a free kick. Leeds in the second half from the 45th minute to the 60th minute, guys. I don't know what happens. I don't know what happens with Leeds United between this period, but there is a lull. There is always a lull. Whether or not the other team steps up from this period, whatever the scoreline is, or whether or not Leeds United have just had a bit of a nonchalant halftime team talk. I don't really know. I don't know what happens. I can't tell you what goes on there, but there's a huge difference between Leeds United and the opposition within this time period. But Leeds were able to weather through it. But there was another sucker punch, wasn't there? There was a sucker punch. Maxwell Cornet doing what Maxwell Cornet does and scoring again. And it was a wonder strike. I will say, maybe Ilan Mele's footwork. It was a world-class strike, of course it was. It bent round Roberts, who was on the outside of the post. I thought he could have stood in the wall a little bit longer. You know, he went for a header. He narrowed his body. He moved inwards. Cornet whipped it round. And I did look at Mele's footwork there. Could he maybe have got over there quicker with the amount of time that the ball was hit from Cornet's foot to the goal? I'm not a goalkeeper coach. Maybe it was just a world-class strike. But I looked at Ilan Mele there and I thought maybe with his frame, with how big he is, he could have got something on that. He didn't. Cornet levels the game. Leeds United won. Burnley won. Problem City. Mayor of Problem City, Marcelo Bielsa. What does he do? How does he react? You know, I thought personally at the start of the second, I'd have done this in the first half, you know, taken Tyler Roberts off for Joe Gelhardt because Burnley players hate runners. They hate opposition players running at them. And we saw that in the second half with the likes of Rafinha, with the likes of Matthias Klick, with the likes of Joe Gelhardt. We saw the ability of the Leeds players to get the ball and run at them. Tarkowski, Ben Mee, drop off, then invariably make a foul, make a mistake. But these long balls, they're not working. We saw that in the second half, I should say, from the 45th to the 65th minute. Leeds started lumping balls against Tyler Roberts. Tarkowski, Ben Mee were dominating. We started seeing a real shift. It was a real important period of the game for Leeds United. They had to weather it. We simply had to weather it. A draw wasn't good enough today. Painting the picture, the artist painting the picture, a draw for Leeds United wasn't good enough, in my opinion. It wasn't good enough in a lot of people's opinion as well. Why? Because Burnley still have games in hand. They still have a better goal difference. They're still able to catch Leeds with those games in hand, which Leeds United have no control, have no say in. But Leeds were able to stick in. We dug deep, and we got the second goal, which is it's been completely rare for Leeds United to do this. Completely rare for us to get a second goal when a team has got back in it within that period of the second half. It almost, I don't think they've done it. I don't think Leeds have done it this season. Tell me in the comment section, which I will get to in a little bit, guys. Trust me, I'm just giving my thoughts first if I am wrong there. Leeds then take the lead a little bit. We get a little bit back into it, getting the feelers, getting a couple of corners here and there, but we still looked a little bit toothless in attack. Gelhardt had come on and given us a bit of impetus, but he was still a little bit slow to that ball. Tarkowski still had yards on him. It's still, that is the only thing about Joe Gelhardt in a centre forward role. He hasn't got that extra yard of pace. Everything else is fantastic, but that extra yard of pace he doesn't have. But anyway, Leeds with a nice, really quick-witted corner, whipped out to the edge of the area. Stuart Dallas with a brilliant left-footed effort, opens his body up. Wayne Hennessy doesn't move. Shout out to Burnley, by the way. Time wasting from the 24th minute today, which I think is a new record. I think that even beats Wolverhampton Wanderers time wasting. And it's a compliment to Leeds United, of course. puts it in the side netting, delirium in the south stand. I didn't think it had gone in. It had gone in. But then the question appears, can Leeds United hold on for the last 13 minutes of the game? Can we get that huge, huge win, that season-defining win, that year-defining win? Leeds United starting off the year in a real positive manner. Can they do it? That's the question levelled at Marcelo Bielsa's men. It's levelled at the team who's been together for years. I've still got all these characters that are in there. Click, Ayling, all the boys there. Can they stick together and get this massive, massive, the biggest game in our recent Premier League history, which has been, I don't know, like maybe 18 months now, maybe a bit longer. Can Leeds get that win? And we did. We stuck together. We still look dangerous. We still look very, very dangerous. Burnley were committing more and more men forward. Silly fouls from both teams, I did think. But then the breakaway saw a really intelligent moment from Joe Gelhardt, which is, I feel, a lot of our teams sometimes are a little bit like rabbits in the headlights. It's like, what I have to do is I have to cross it in as quickly as I can. I have to drill it in as quickly as I can with no thought process. We'll see what happens. Joe Gelhardt waited. He waited, and a lovely, delicious, fabulous ball in, whipped in. I should say, whipped in, curved in to the head of Dan James, who put life and limb into that header. Lowton, another one who was time wasting from the 24th minute onwards as well. Lowton tried to get his foot up there, but Dan James went in with the header, and I knew it was spinning in because Wayne Hennessy's body position was on the other side of the goal. It was always coming down. The trajectory was always going in. I felt like it was always going into the back of the net, span into the net. Massive, massive goal for Leeds United. And isn't it great not to just win the game 2-1, but to win the game 3-1 in a convincing way? And hopefully that gives us confidence. As I say, guys, no Rafinha goal and Leeds winning 3-1. 3-1 without a Rafinha goal. Tell me when that has last happened. Probably last season. Still don't think it was on the levels of last season. Still thought it was sloppy. Still thought the decision-making was relatively poor. Still thought the focus at points was very poor. But a massive win for Leeds United. A much, much improved performance up there with, the Chelseas of this year. But the difference, guys, this time we were able to get the win. And also, every single win, Norwich, Crystal Palace, Watford, it's all been by 1 goal. This was by 2 goals and Leeds United scoring 3. Merry, happy, whatever, New Year. Forshaw was unreal, says Ben Scott. Dallas goal for Puskas. Keep getting your comments in. Firpo, top player. Thought he started a little bit shaky, but Dylan, you bang on. I thought he was brilliant. I thought in the second half he was brilliant. Going forward, and I thought he was very, very good on the ball. He was physical. He was putting Roberts into some great positions, was putting Harrison in some great positions. And actually, when Burnley were attacking on that right-hand side, I thought he wasn't getting enough help from Harrison, really. And I thought Firpo was sometimes quite isolated, but I thought he dealt with his man very, very well. We barely saw Dwight McNeil, did we? We barely saw any of the wingers in the first half. You actually saw him and Joey Goodmanson switching wings because they couldn't get that effectiveness into play. Without Calvin, as Adam Wedgwood says here, Leeds back at their best today without Paddy or Cal. Wouldn't say back at the best, but that's a huge, huge caveat, Adam. Why? Because Calvin was there last time. Paddy was there last time. Coops was there last time. Strout was there last time. And as I keep mentioning, Burnley had 9 of their 11 that they played against Leeds last time with, and they were the better team. But this team today really stuck together. It was a worse Leeds United team than last time out against Burnley, probably the last 3 games against Burnley, but they managed to get the win. Sujel comes in, huge, massive, terrific win for the Mighty Whites. We push on from here. Guys, I will say there's 700 of you in here. Make sure you're liking the video. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you comment and doing all that good stuff. I apologize for my mic. Unfortunately, I can't find it. I wanted to do this instantaneously because I'm buzzing. Wanted to give my thoughts. Wanted to tell you why I was wrong as well. I think massive. Cock immense, mate. Yeah, really good shout. I've not thought about Robin. Every ball in. Chris Wood is unbelievable at what he does. He's extremely, extremely efficient at what he does. Him, Barnes, Rodriguez, always excellent for the knock-on. And when you've got Vidra, you've got Lennon, you've got Cornet there, that's the Burnley mould. You've essentially got 6 players for the system there. The little man, the little man and the big man. That knockdown and that running behind is what Burnley work on, the 4-4-2 system, that high press. It's all because of that. So Leeds needed to deal with that. How do you deal with that? Well, the ball comes up all the time from Wayne Hennessy. Nudge slightly in the back, step off a little bit, win the header. Fantastic. Robin Koch was doing that throughout the game. It was rarely caught out. His pass percentages must have been very high as well. Fair play, Robin Koch. I thought he was definitely the more commanding of the two, or I should say the three. Ayling, I thought, played well. Thought Llorente was okay. He was all right today. Sometimes I thought he looked like a little bit of a headless chicken. Robin Koch, I thought, brilliant. Really, really well played. Dan James winning headers versus Burnley, something I never thought I would see. Yeah, really, really good comment there. Comment here from Mighty Leeds United, because I'm transparent, I'm not going to be biased. Connor, your pre-Burnley preview was so negative, turned off near the end. We will be fine. Listen, everybody's entitled to their opinion. Of course it was. On reflection, it was a little bit negative, and I will say that. There's 740 of you here. My Burnley preview was a bit negative, I will say that, but all I was talking about was their advantages and what I've seen from Burnley this season when I've been covering football, and how I feel that is going to impact Leeds United. Leeds were able to... Listen, Leeds at their best will beat Burnley at their best, but Leeds haven't been at their best. So we're looking at a 5 out of 10 Leeds United throughout the season, with injuries on top of that, against the Burnley side who haven't been great, but know the way. They know the way. They dig in the trenches. They've got experience here, and I thought that would really hurt Leeds. It didn't. Leeds were brilliant. We stepped up like last season. That's absolutely fine. I love being proven wrong. Of course I do. Love being proven wrong. Forshaw, amazing in every single game. He's been Brent's comment back up there again. Loads of your comments coming in again. Is it sunny in your room? It's not, John. It's a big light. It's a big light. It's a great light. Donation coming in here from Josh X Dosh. Almost a complete performance. Excuse me. Lads, prove me wrong. Thankfully, click best game in a long time. Cheers for the content. Aussie dollars your way. Legend. I've got such an incredible fan base anyway who follow One Leeds, but Australia, you guys are amazing out there. So thank you so much. Simon, arguably the comment of the video so far as well. You know, we won our second ball, and isn't that... This is what I always go on about, competing for the second balls. If we're to play long, guys, what's the most important thing when you're playing long? Yeah, don't get me wrong, winning that first ball, but the second ball is as important. It's a huge part of playing that direct ball. In the 3-3-1-3, we bypass the midfield. We always bypass the midfield, which is why I didn't understand why Roberts started, because playing a direct ball to who? To Roberts against me and Tarkowski, but we're playing it down the channels, which essentially meant that you get rid of Tarkowski and me, and we start going down the channels and targeting Taylor and Lowton instead, which I thought Leeds did throughout. But the secondary thing to that is, if you don't win your first ball, win your second balls. And Leeds were in and around that all the time. Forshaw, Click, Tyler Roberts, when he was on as well, snapping at the heels, because when I said Tyler Roberts, he wasn't winning the first ball, but I thought he was snapping at the heels for the second ball. He almost didn't even attempt for the first ball, which I don't know whether or not that's a tactic. Happy New Year from Perth, Australia, from an English lad, Ian J, back out there, the Aussies. Fantastic stuff. As you can tell, my voice is going. I'm trying to speak a little bit louder because of the mic here. But yeah, Cock was so good. Dallas, a lot of great comments in here. Jack Baxter, loving that profile picture, my man, Jack. I'll flag you on there for that reason. Good lad. Raf Smith was scary. Yeah, oh my God, yeah. At 1-1 when that didn't go in, I'm sat there folding my arms. You guys know what I'm like. Got the monk on, got the grump on. I'm sat there thinking to myself, for God's sake, man, how's he missed that? Didn't matter in the end. But listen, that could have been 5 or 6. It really could. If Leeds had the shooting boots on, Burnley had 2 or 3 good chances, I will say. You know, well, how did they? For, you know, Cornet's free kick. Wood had a good effort over the bar in the first half. Wood had a second effort saved by Meslier. I mean, I don't know if Leeds were that damaging up front. We weren't. You know, there's no chance we were that effective up front. But I don't think Burnley were as good, maybe, as some bigged them up in the preview. Guys, I'm not an analyst. I'm a fan. I just try and give it from both sides. That's all I try and do. Another Aussie, Eric coming in here, 10 p.m. kick-off in here, Perth, Western Australia, fantastic win. Yeah, brilliant. Daniel's come in and said, can't fathom the abuse at Roberts. Yes, he's liked his finishing, but he created so many chances and really led from the front so well. Yeah, Daniel, I think I would agree, mate. I would agree. I just think sometimes his decision-making, his focus, the win's fantastic. It is brilliant, but there's been, I think, I prefer him in that central midfield. I prefer it in the central midfield. I thought in the first half, Click wasn't great. He wasn't clicking as such. He was giving the ball away a little bit. I thought Westwood was getting in and around him. Jack Court was getting in and around him a little bit. Second half, he was much better. But I did think to myself, I said to my dad in the first half, I'd love Roberts to drop in to that central midfield space and to get Gelhardt up front. That's where my head was at, which I think I'd have been fine with. I still think would have been good doing that sort of thing. So yeah, Paul's come in and said, great win today, Connor. Up and running now, mate. Hopefully, pal. Yeah, you bang on. Mick coming in, always contributing to the channel. Thank you, buddy. 2-0 win. Yeah, keep getting your comments in, guys. There's loads of comments coming in here. Chris Thorpe, big fan of the channel. Yeah, Nalvin Connor, all good. Well, very good, mate. Very, very good. If you guys have just joined, make sure you're liking the video. Nearly 800 of you here. Who's your man of the match, guys? Get it in the comment section below. I'll flash them on screen. There's absolutely shed loads of comments coming in, which is the Leeds United way, isn't it? Massive club. Connor, do you agree that was Cock and Firpo's best performance this season? Yeah, I mean, yeah, Firpo's been building. I thought the first half he was a little bit sloppy at points, but that's me being, as you guys know, as always, hyper critical. Firpo was good. I thought he was good. Robin, I mean, you can't really say it's his best performance of the season because I don't think, has he played this season? Played last game? Yeah, I can't really recall him play. He's barely played for Leeds United overall. Let's be serious here. But yeah, Cock definitely, obviously, and Firpo, yeah, I think so. I think he's really turning into it. And the best thing about that is Burnley are a high pressing team, and he dealt with it. He didn't deal with it at Brighton when they were high pressing him. Burnley were a high pressing team, and he dealt with it really, really well. Vic's come in and said, thought we created well today. Got in behind them more than I could count. Conversion needs improvement. Yeah, 100%. It was all about the win today. I think I've finally nearly caught up with the comments here. Sign Cornet when Burnley get relegated. Yeah, definitely. Joffy has end products. But we're all buzzing. Connor says Mockingbird Media. Got this absolutely loads of comments. Absolutely love it. I've only just got to the donation. I'm just going to thread right to the bottom here, guys. So keep getting your comments in. Simon says, thanks for the donation, pal. We didn't panic when they equalised. We just got on with it. It's a huge comment. You're right. It's when Leeds seem to concede a goal, it goes to pot, which was a criticism for the early Bielsa days. You know, it goes to pot. And what I really loved about that performance is not just we were able to go for 2, but we're able to go for 3. I don't know if any of you guys saw, but look at Bielsa's emotion at the end. Look at the emotion on the guy's face. He's hugging his right-hand man, and you could tell that's a massive, massive win. And to get 3 goals, and I love Dan James is want to get on the end of that third one there. Unreal, says Chris. Leeds need to go after corner. Yeah, we're getting loads of that. How many chances does Robert need? Yeah, I mean, he's not a striker, Darren. I know he sees himself as a striker, but he's not. I think a lot of his he lacks confidence in front of goal. I think the build-up play is really good. The central midfield play is really good. He can move from the right to the left with the ball cut inside. Really good at build-up play. Nice little touches. We've been big critics on this channel of his assists and his goals, of course. But on the ball, he's very good. He's been improving recently. He's got a goal to his name. He's got an assist to his name. But I think overall, he's definitely better in that central midfield space. That's where the majority of his time has been spent for Leeds as well. But I think someone like Gelhardt comes on, you see he's got an eye for goal. You can see he's purring. You can see he's confident. And I think we did miss that. I do wonder, Bamford had scored a hatful today. It's wishful thinking, isn't it? But Bamford had scored a hatful today. The amount of times we were in that final third in a really, really good position. But there's the huge win for Leeds United. Huge win. Rico's in the building. A win worthy of my first donation to the channel. Rico, I know it is as well. Thank you, buddy. Been a sub since day one and never miss a video. Really, really appreciate that, mate. On to a better 2022 with the Whites. We've had a horrible year, haven't we, guys? But Leeds get us through it. They really do. Mental health-wise, just watching the game, that euphoric feeling when Leeds win, that euphoric feeling when Leeds are about to play, that anxiety, those nerves, that tension. But when Leeds win, it makes everything better, doesn't it? And I think onto a better 2022 with everything that's going on, which we don't need to get into, but a better 2022 with Leeds United, hopefully. Can we give Harrison a little bit of credit today? I did Oliver at the start of the video. Great for him to get his goal. I'm not going to be fake with you and say that it was still a good performance from him. I'm still waiting for that. But I thought I'm really happy that he got a goal. But, you know, yeah, I still think Dan James should have started. But I thought Dan James' impact when he came on was really good. The amount of runs, the amount of times he took on his man, his headed goal, his dangerous balls into the box. I still thought over a smaller amount of time, Dan James still gave probably as much, if not more, than Jack Harrison. But Jack did okay. That's just my personal opinion. Could be wrong. Could be wrong. Listen, but I'm happy that he got a goal. I really am. Of course I am. But yeah, in 2 years, Gelhart's going to be fantastic. I think he's fantastic now, to be honest. Leeds is equally damaging to my mental health. It's awful, isn't it, mate? It's awful. You guys will see me on here. It's coming online and doing this. God, it's difficult. It can be difficult. Mick Wynn has come in and given a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Thank you. Have a beer on me. Thank you, Mum. I've got a water here. Oh, honestly, guys, I don't know how to do it when I'm just waffling on for this period of time. But thank you so much. Gelhart's cross was amazing. Daryl's come in with a chat as well about the suspensions. Mean this result was massive. Yeah, gonna struggle against West Ham are a top team. I was watching them yesterday. Watched them against Watford. They're a top team, aren't they? But do you know what the thing with West Ham is? Ellen Road last season, the 2-1, the 2-0 down at the London Stadium, 2-0 lost down at the London Stadium, and the 2-1 at Ellen Road. We're in the game. The first 20 minutes at the London Stadium, we were the better team. Helder Costa should have scored. Alioski should have scored. We were the better team. At Ellen Road this season, you know, we were in that game with all the injuries. You know, Ellen Road last time out when we lost, I think it was 2-1. We were in that game. They were the better team, but we're in it. You know, I don't know, like, you know, let's look at the suspensions. It's going to be a bit difficult because we're probably going to have to move now Luke Ayling to central centre back, and then we're going to have to put Cody Drama out to right back, which we saw against Arsenal. That was a big problem, wasn't it? But then again, he's going to be back for the more important game, which is going to be obviously Newcastle at home. Happy New Year! Happy New Year to everybody in the chat. Isn't this great? Michael Brown's come on and says, Connor, non-Leeds related, but I have to say the Lukaku comments were a disgrace. If any player makes those comments, they deserve to be dropped and disrespectful to the club and supporters. I agree. Yeah, 100%. Guys, listen, we're going to be back with the debrief. Of course we are. We're going to be back. Buzzing. Billy Taylor's out in Mexico here saying it's everything. Keep getting your comments in. Keep reeling them in. I'm going to go watch the Liverpool game now, see how that transpires, see if that game is going to be as good as ours was. Probably not. I hope you enjoyed it. Please like the video. Apologies for the microphone. It'll be back normal when I can find the lead. I hope you've enjoyed it. Make sure you're liking, commenting, subscribing, guys. Big win for Leeds United. As I said, keep getting your comments in after the video. I'll see you in a bit. Cheers.